Hello, dear friends. There is no greater strength than the conviction that your cause is just, and the knowledge that your thoughts are in harmony with divine principles, according to Bennett Ross. Opinion piece. We were wanted. Massive blackout in Spain. Official predictions failed. Financial and political stalemate broken. New Pope could organize a global jubilee. Let's start. The blackout finally hit Spain and Portugal yesterday, Monday, and I wasn't too surprised because we had been warned. It caught me at home, but the worst of it was those traveling on electric trains or those trapped in elevators. Something was happening outside because helicopters could be heard circling. It was an unusual experience in Spain because a situation like this have never seen before. At 12:32 p.m. yesterday, Monday, April 28th, a massive blackout affected all of mainland Spain and parts of Portugal, leaving millions of people without electricity in just 5 seconds. National electricity demand fell by 60%, resulting in the instant loss of approximately 15 gigawatts and the collapse of the electrical system. The cause was a sharp fluctuation in power flows and the disconnection of the Spanish grid from the European system via France, although the exact cause is still being investigated. Power began to partially recover hours later, but full normality was not immediately restored. The incident was described as absolute exceptional and the most serious recorded in Spain due to its scale and number of people affected. Hoaxes. Power returned early Tuesday morning, but internet connection was not restored, which took several hours later. As emergency aid, France and Morocco injected electricity into the Spanish grid to restore service. As is often the case, all sorts of hoaxes emerge, such as a supposed Russian attack or a strange meteorological phenomenon. But the Spanish government called NATO just in case, and there was even a speculation about an electromagnetic pulse attack from a satellite. In any case, this blackout shouldn't surprise us, considering that this government has been destroying thermal power plants and hydroelectric reservoirs for years to comply with the orders of the Davos Forum, which is neither global nor economical, but very expensive. Aside from the usual flashlight and having drinking water and perishable food on hand, it's very practical in these cases to have a battery-powered radio to listen to the news. I was prepared, but I couldn't write on my laptop because the battery had died from disuse. I heated up some instant coffee with a little alcohol, but I didn't dare to go out at night because it was as dark as a wolf's mouth. Contradiction. Before the blackout, the public and official information provided by Red Eléctrica de España, Electric Net, Electric Grid of Spain, was reassuring and ruled out the risk of a blackout in the short term, although technical reports did warn of potential medium and long-term risks if the viability of certain sources of electricity generation was not guaranteed. The April 28th blackout was surprising precisely because it occurred when official communications denied any immediate risk. In the weeks leading up to the major power blackout that affected Spain and Portugal, on Monday, April 28, 2025, official and public information about the risk of a blackout was contradictory and in general reassuring. On April 9, 2025, Red Eléctrica de España published an explicit message on its official X account, formerly Twitter. In quotes, "There is no risk of blackout and Red Eléctrica guarantees supply." The main conclusion of this report is that a significant volume of combined cycle power plants could be economically unviable in the coming years if incentives are not established. Although the official message ruled out immediate risks, the report itself warned that in the medium term, the closure of nuclear power plants like Almaraz and the economic viability of combined cycle power plants could increase the risk of blackout in Spain, especially starting in 2028. No official alerts or public warnings of imminent risk of blackout were detected in the days leading up to the event. The existing warnings referred to future scenarios and were linked to structural changes in the electricity system, rather than to an immediate danger. Breakdown. According to Benjamin Fulford, President Trump and his team have broken the financial and political deadlock in the West with the disappearance of Pope Francis. This was followed by the dismissal of many other members of the Politburo of the Octagon Group that has controlled the West. A couple of holdouts are also expected to fall soon. It is no coincidence that on the same day the Pope's death was declared, the Davos Forum announced the resignation of Klaus Schwab. The demise of the avatars means a sea change in world politics is on the horizon. The new Pope and the Dragon family are expected to approve funding by the end of May to finance a jubilee and a future planning agency aimed at ushering in a new golden age, according to P3, Freemasonry and Dragon family sources. Pope Francis' funeral revealed to the world the changes in the Western power structure. First, the real Trump wore a blue suit to the funeral to show that he was in charge. Then he publicly snapped Macron, refusing to shake his hand and preventing him from joining his conversation with Zelensky. Renewal. As you navigate the next few days, you will find yourself enveloped in energies that many have come to recognize as a time of renewal, according to Celia Wilder. This period holds great transformative potential. This energy is infusing the planet with a profound sense of new and fresh vibrations. It serves to elevate consciousness, creating a collective uplift that many are beginning to feel. In this time of renewal, you are being given a powerful opportunity for growth and transformation. Accept the energies flowing into your life and allow them to guide you to a deeper understanding of your purpose and connection to the universe. The time has come to awaken. Remember and boldly step into the light of your true essence. How to raise your frequency according to Ranra. Living in an ethical life that comes as close as possible to the highest good for all. Having a worthy purpose and moving toward its achievement. Doing a spiritual work that raises the frequency of others and your own. Meditating, making others happy, serving others, doing work that is humanitarian in nature and that you truly enjoy doing. Good company, loving nature, doing things you enjoy, a healthy lifestyle, exercising, eating good food, staying away from processed food, sugar, soda, fluoridated water or toothpaste, rancid oils, drug, etc. Getting enough sleep, relaxing, reading a good book, listening to good music, etc. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.